Long ago in ancient China, there lived a kind and wise emperor. He loved flowers more than gold, more than jewels, even more than his splendid silk robes. His palace gardens were filled with the most beautiful blooms roses, peonies, orchids, and many more flowers. Every morning he would walk among them, smiling at their colors, breathing in their perfume. But as the years passed, the emperor grew old, and a question weighed on his heart: who will be the next emperor? He had no children of his own. He wanted someone honest and true, someone who would care for the kingdom just as he cared for his flowers. One bright spring morning, the emperor announced, I shall find my heir in a most unusual way. I will give each child in the land a single seed. In 1 year, they will return with what they have grown. The one who shows honesty and courage will become the next emperor. The news spread quickly through the kingdom. Children ran through the streets shouting, Seeds! The emperor is giving us seeds. Whoever grows the best plant will rule the land. In a small village, there lived a boy named Ping. He loved flowers as much as the emperor did. His tiny garden was full of them. Roses climbed his fences, lilies filled the corners, and marigolds danced in the breeze. Ping's plants always seemed to grow faster and stronger than anyone else's. When Ping heard that emperor's announcement, his heart leapt. This is my chance. If anyone can grow a flower for the emperor, surely it is me. The next day, Ping joined the crowd at the palace gates. The emperor himself stood there, giving each child a seed. His hands were gentle, his eyes kind, but his voice was serious. Take this seed, care for it well, and return in 1 year. Show me what you can grow. Ping bowed deeply and carried his seed home as though it were a treasure. At home, Ping filled a pot with the richest soil he could find. He planted the seed carefully, watered it, and placed it where the sun would kiss its leaves. Every morning, Ping checked his pot. He watered it, loosened the soil, even whispered encouraging words. But nothing grew. Days passed, weeks passed. Still, the pot remained bare. Pink's friends laughed and teased him. Look at mine, said one, showing off a tall green stem. The emperor will love it. Another had sprouting leaves. Others bragged about buds and blossoms. Pink tried again and again. He changed the soil, he moved the pot to sunnier spots, he watered carefully, never too much, never too little. But still, the pot stayed empty. His heart grew heavy, but he refused to give up. This is the seed the emperor gave me, Ping said firmly. I will care for it, even if it never grows. At last, the year came to an end. All around, children carried pots bursting with plants, tall bamboo shoots, golden roses, and bright peonies. Some even decorated the pots with ribbons and jewels to impress the emperor. Ping, however, looked down at his plain, empty pot. His cheeks burned with shame. How can I face the emperor with nothing? He whispered. But his mother placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Ping, she said softly, you did your best. You cared for the seed with honesty and love. Take your empty pot. That is the truth. and the emperor will see it. Though his legs trembled, Ping lifted his pot and walked slowly towards the palace. The palace courtyard glittered with color. Everywhere, flowers swayed like a rainbow coming alive. The children stood proudly by their pots, smiling up at the emperor. Ping tried to hide at the back, clutching his empty pot. He wished he could vanish into the crowd. The emperor walked slowly among the children, admiring the plants. But as he looked, his face grew serious. He frowned at the flowers, his eyes dark with disappointment. Finally, he spotted Ping. You there, boy, come forward. Ping's knees knocked together, but he obeyed. He bowed deeply and whispered, Your Majesty, I tried my best. I cared for the seed every day, but nothing grew. This is all I have. He lifted the empty pot with trembling hands. The crowd gasped. Some children snickered, others whispered, How foolish! He bought an empty pot? But the emperor's frown melted into a smile. His eyes shone with pride. Children, he said loudly, this boy, Ping, shall be the next emperor. The courtyard erupted in shock. What? But he has nothing. His pot is empty. The emperor raised his hand. Listen well. 1 year ago, I gave you all seeds, but those seeds were boiled. They could not grow. Yet, you children returned with flowers. That means you replaced my seeds with another. Gasps filled the air, heads hung in shame. But Ping, the emperor continued, was the only one honest enough to bring back the seed I gave him, even though it grew nothing. That is true courage. That is true honesty. And that is what makes a great ruler. The crowd fell silent. Slowly, admiration replaced their shame. Ping's eyes filled with tears, not of sadness, but of joy. The emperor placed a hand on his shoulder. From today, you shall be my heir. Together, we will rule with honesty and wisdom. And so, the boy with the empty pot became the most beloved emperor the kingdom had ever known. He ruled with kindness and truth, just as he had cared for his seed, with patience, courage, and a pure heart. The life lesson that we get from this story is true greatness is not found in riches or appearances, but in honesty and integrity. Even when it seems easier to hide the truth, the courage to be honest shines the brightest of all.